Hi, I'm Brooke Lilly, and this is my presentation on fungal skin infections, specifically on Trichophyton rubrum and Trichophyton mentagrophytes. So today, this presentation on fungal skin infections, we will be discussing Trichophyton rubrum and Trichophyton mentagrophytes, which are two of the most common dermophytes fungi that's responsible for skin infections. These fungi are responsible for conditions such as ringworm, also known as tinea, and athlete's foot, also known as tinea pedis. Understanding these fungi is important because they affect millions of people worldwide. Knowing how they spread and how to prevent them can help in reducing infections and improve treatment outcomes. So let's look at this organism overview. So Trichophyton rubrum and Trichophyton mentagrophytes are types of fungi classified as dermophagocytes, which means they infect keratinized tissues such as skin, hair, and nails. These fungi thrive in warm and moist environments, making them highly contagious in communal spaces. They have the ability to break down keratin, which allows them to invade and colonize in human tissues, leading to infection. Trichophyton rubrum was first discovered by Aldo Castellani in 1845, while Trichophyton mentagrophytes was identified by Robin in 1853. Now, the taxonomy and these fungi is going to belong to the kingdom fungi. And this includes the reproducing using spores contained in sac-like structures. They fall under the class of Erythrosemites, order Olagilides, and family Anthrodermatices. The genus Trichophytans includes several dermophytes species known to cause skin infections in humans and also in animals. So this slide is going to describe the physical characteristics of Trichophyton rubrum and Trichophyton mentagrophytes, which are filamentous fungi. Now, these fungi have a separate hyphae, which means their thread-like structure are going to divide into sections by the cross walls. They're going to produce two types of spores, mitochondria, which are small spores, and macrochondria, which are larger segmented spores. Now, these spores are likely the key to the fungi's ability to spread and cause infection. The ability to form resistant spores helps them survive in harsh environments, making them persistent in sources of infection. In lab cultures, colonies are going to appear white, cottony, or powdery. So as you can see in this petri dish right here, which helps microbiologists identify them. Their structural features allow them to thrive on keratin-rich surfaces like skin, nails, and hair, making them effective pathogens in us, humans. Now, the pathogenesis refers to how the Trichophyton rubrum and the Trichophyton mentagrophytes cause infection in our body. Now, these fungi are dermophytes, meaning that they primarily affect the keratinized tissues, which, like I said, are the skin, hair, and nails. Now, here is how the infection develops. So, early entry and attachment. The infection begins when the fungal spores come into contact with the skin, hair, or nails. These spores attach to the satrum, the outermost layer of the skin, and start to grow. Now, this fungus produce keratinase, which is an enzyme that breaks down keratin, a protein found in the skin, nails, and hair. This allows the fungi to invade deeper into the tissue. Now, their host response and system. Okay, so the fungal growth and the enzymatic activity lead to inflammation, which manifests as these symptoms: redness, scaling and flaking of the skin, itching or pertussis, thickened, discolored nails or thickened, discolored nails. Now, this chronic infection and immune evasion, all right, so these fungi can persist for a long time because they're going to evade the immune system and they're modifying their surface proteins. Now, in extreme chronic cases, the body's immune response is unable to clear the infection completely, leading to recurrent or persistent skin lesions. Now, scratching the infected area can spread the fungal force to other parts of the body. Now, contaminated objects like towels, shoes, gym equipment serves as reservoir for reinfection. So this process explains how the T. rubrum and the T. mentagrophytes cause ringworm, athlete's foot, and other dermocyte infections. So these fungi are found worldwide, right? Remember, this is one of the most common sources of fungus, but they are more prevalent in warm and humid climates where the conditions favor their growth. All right, so they're commonly transmitted in communal areas such as locker rooms, swimming pools, and shared footwear. That's disgusting. The infection spreads through direct contact with infected individuals, animals, or contaminated surface. Now, people who are immunocompromised and have poor hygiene or are frequently exposed to moist environments are at a higher risk of infections. So, for example, your athletes, right? So, clinical manifestations of this fungi, of Trichophyton rubrum and Trichophyton mentagrophytes, can cause different types of skin infections, right? And this is going to be depending on the infected area. So a person could get ringworm, which presents as a circular red scaly patch on the body. Now, I didn't use actual people in the illustrations because it was really gross when I looked it up. It was really disgusting. Or we can see that we have athlete's foot. And this is characterized by scaling, peeling, and itching between the toes. Gross. Now, early diagnosis and treatment are crucial to prevent the infection from spreading to other parts of the body or individuals. Now, diagnosis of this fungal infections is typically based on clinical examination or laboratory tests. The KOH preparation test is a common diagnosis method where a sample is extracted from the infected skin, hair, or nails and is treated with potassium hydroxide and examined under the microscope. The fungal culture is used to identify specific species responsible for the infection, and a PCR-based method, a polymerase chain reaction, offers a rapid and accurate way to detect and differentiate fungal species. So treatment and prevention, all right? So obviously our treatment is going to depend on the severity of the infection. Now, mild infection can be treated with topical antifungal medications, but for more severe or persistent infections, an oral antifungal medication such as erisacanol or terbinafine may be prescribed. It is also important to complete the full course of treatment to prevent, obviously, a reoccurrence of this infection. Now, prevention is going to be key, okay? So maintaining good personal hygiene by obviously washing and drying of the skin thoroughly, especially in like moisture prone areas, right? And we want to avoid sharing personal items, especially if you're an athlete. So sweaty towels, make sure you use your own. Make sure you're changing your socks regularly. Do not share shoes. I remember I coach high school volleyball, their varsity team, and I remember one of these girls didn't have their volleyball shoes for a game, but I had mine. And of course we were the same size. And I told her right before she put on my shoes, I was like, go wash your feet in the sink. Here's a clean pair of socks. And then obviously I disinfected the shoes right after the game because I did not want her germy, bacteria filled, sweaty feet in my volleyball shoes. But thankfully we were the same size and she never forgot her volleyball shoes for the rest of the season. So that's a little personal story right there. And we also want to disinfect surfaces, obviously our footwear, like I did after that volleyball game, and clothing that may come in contact with the fungi. And we also want to wear breathable footwear and changing socks regularly to keep the feet dry, especially when if you're showering in, I don't know, like hotels, or if you're going to a camp and they have like those outdoor showers, it's really important to wear shower shoes. I know that seems really silly, but trust me, it is great and key prevention from preventing this bacteria to get in contact with your skin. So in conclusion, understanding the Trichophyton rubrum and the Trichophyton mentagrophytes is going to be crucial. All right. Now, I don't know if it's going to be deadly, like this little skull icon here, but these fungi are significant because obviously they are common causes of these skin infections, like ringworm and athlete's foot. And knowing their biology, spread, and treatment is going to help us prevent infection and reduce the outbreak, and obviously going to improve our treatment strategies. Now, their ability to persist in the environment and adapt to human skin makes them a frequent concern in dermatology. Now, these infections spread through direct contact with infected individuals, animals, or contaminated objects. So that's why it's really important to make sure if you are infected with these, that you notify people and that you wrap them and take good care, all right? Now, effective treatments are obviously going to be available, but what did I say? Prevention is key, right? Through proper hygiene and awareness. Now, by taking appropriate precautions, individuals can reduce the risk of contracting and spreading these infections. Here is the references that I used during this presentation. I hope you look at some of these as they are very helpful and go more in depth into this study of our fungal skin infections. Remember, prevention is key. Thank you so much.